Welcome back everyone. In the last lecture, we have loaded our data from an Excel workbook and we have also added some data transformations before we even loaded our data in Power BI. So we have completed all those steps and now we are ready to build visuals with our data. You see that we have the financial tables over here. You can expand it and have a look at all the different fields that are brought from this table. You also see that there is a sigma symbol in the fields list. So Power BI has detected that those fields are numeric. Further, Power BI also indicates the date fields with a calendar symbol. All the other text fields do not have any symbol next to them. Now, what we will do in this lecture is we will write an expression in DAX. See, writing measures and creating tables in the DAX formula language is super powerful for data modeling. There is a lot to learn about DAX and you will find amazing resources online, YouTube, some another courses and even Power BI documentation. For now, let's write a basic expression and join two tables. To begin with, on the home screen, we have an option to create a new measure. So you can click on new measure. So once you do that, we have this window open and highlighted where we can write our measure. So what we will do over here is we will remove this and we will type in. So we will call it total units sold and we will give it an expression of sum, and then it automatically populates all the different fields that are available for us to do a sum on. You see that you have all of these fields available and those automatically pop up over here. So what I'll do is I will do a sum of financials dot units sold. So here I go and I will now end the bracket and that's it. In order to complete this and make this acceptable, you have to click on this commit button and you can even choose to cancel it. But now we will click on commit, and with this we have created our first DAX expression and we have the total units sold field available over here. Now what we will do is we will click on the table view, and on the home ribbon we have an option to create new table. In this way we can write a DAX expression to create a new table, and what we will do now is we will write an expression to generate a calendar table of all dates between January 1, 2013 and December 31st, 2014. So how do we do that? So in this expression, we will delete the default text and we will call it as calendar. And then we write in the expression, which is first we will use the calendar function. It gives us a hint what should be the parameters in the calendar function. So what we will do is we will use now the date function and put in the parameters of year, month and date, and we will then close this, and then we will add the second parameter which is as well the date, but this time it is uh, year, month and date, and then I will close the both the parentheses. So now I will click on commit, and once you do that you see that you have a table ready. Now once you do this you can see this table and it has all the data. The most important thing to do right now is go to the model view. So in the model view you can have a look at both these tables that exist in our Power BI right now in this particular project, and It helps us to have a look at these tables. So if you select the financial tables, you will look at the financial tables. If you look at the calendar, you can expand and you can look at the fields in the calendar table. Then there are certain properties that you might want to change. So you have some synonyms, etc., some name and descriptions that is created automatically in Power BI. What we will do here is we will connect these two tables using the date field. And how we will do that? We will drag the date field from the financials tables to the date field in the calendar table to join the table and create a relationship between them. So let's do this. So you have to select this, pick it and drop it on this date. Beautiful. So you see that here we have, and I will just probably minimize this view so that you can see it very clearly that hey, there is a relationship between these two and it starts from here to here. That is many to one. So this is a relationship. The cardinality is many to one. It starts from financials table and date column and have a calendar table and date column as the second column that we have made this relationship in. Keep this relationship active and cross filter direction as single. So here it is, very amazingly and easily. We have first created a DAX expression in this lecture, and then we have also created a table using a DAX expression. And further, we have connected our original data table with this new data table very easily using just a drag and drop method. And here we have a relationship created between two tables. This is one of the very basic steps in data modeling that you have to master in Power BI, and we will also talk a lot about it in our other lectures. Great. In the next one, we will now build our report using the tables and the data that we have. So thank you, and I will see you in the next one. All right. Now that you have transformed and loaded your data, it's time to create your report. We will build certain visuals, add some text, and also some slices in this lecture. What we will do is, to begin with, we will add a title. Go to the Insert tab and add a text box. Type in the text directly, write Executive Summary, and then put a dash and enter Finance. So you see text is already entered directly over here. We have to select the text and keep the font size, let's say 20, and expand this a little bit so that it fits in properly. And you can even change the font, but I'll keep it for now. I'll maybe rather make it bold. Also, you might want to resize it to fit it exactly how you want it, and then you click outside. So you have the text ready. If you want to edit it, simply click on it and you will have all the text formatting options that includes at changing the font and font size, changing the font color, changing the font style, and obviously the alignment. You can add a numbered list, bulleted list, etc. For now, I will keep it a simple text and I will click outside. Now we will create a visual which is profit by date. What we will do is we will create a line chart to see which month and year had the highest profit. How we will do it? We will open up the financials table and we will bring in the profit field on the blank area of the report canvas. So we will not first create a chart, but what we will do is we will directly drag this profit on the canvas. So once you do this, by default, Power BI displays a column chart with one column, which is profit. Now what we will do is we will open up the calendar table that we have created using the DAX measure. And what we will do is we will also bring in the date field and drag on the same visual. So now you see Power BI updates the column chart to show profit by the 2 years. Great. What we will do next is we will drop in the x-axis value over here. You see that there are these x-axis value. So you change this date, and from a date hierarchy, you convert it to date. So Power BI updates the column chart to show profit for each month. So I will just expand this a bit so that you can see it more clearly. Great. This is exactly how it was expected to come in. We have on the x-axis we have the date that we have created, and on the y-axis we have the sum of profit that we have created. Now we are in this visualization, which is currently a column chart. It is a clustered column chart. So you can see the clustered column chart highlighted as I have selected this chart. So if I click outside, you see nothing in this visuals is selected. Moment I select this visual, it highlights which particular visual is this. Now we have to change the visual. Now we do not have to explicitly create a new line chart, but rather we can simply click on this line chart option here, and this existing visualization will change the visualization type to line chart. It's as easy as that. And now you can clearly see that this December 2014, maybe after November 2014, we had an increase, and December 2014 had the highest profit. And you can even hover over the line and the dots, and you will have a call out or the tooltip that will tell you the exact month and of course the value of the profit. So we have created this chart. We will go into more details in our other lectures. For now, we are simply creating some charts, and by this I'm giving you a demonstration of how you can easily create charts and data models in Power BI. The next thing we will do is we will create a map to see which country or region had the highest profits. So again, going back to the financial tables, what we will do is we will drag the country field. So we have the country field, and we will drag the country field to a blank area on the report canvas, and with this we will create a map. So you see it automatically detects that the country field can be related to a map, and it creates a map. What we will also do is we will pick up the profit, and we will also drag it on the map. So Power BI creates a map visual with bubbles representing the relative profit of each location. So you see, you can have a look at the different settings that were automatically created in Power BI, which is the country is all of these filters are available over here, and the chart settings are available over here as well. You see that the location is country. We do not add Latin long over here right now, but we see that the bubble size is based on the sum of profit, and you can add more details in here that we will obviously see in more depth in our coming lectures. So we have the map chart ready, and we see that hey, Europe seems to be performing better than North America. So this is what we have observed. We we will now create another visual, and we will have a look at a bar chart to determine which companies and segments to invest in. So first I will rearrange my visuals so that they are in a particular order, and I will also move this to the center so that it is visible as a title, and I will also create this equally. So great, we have these two charts ready, and we have updated our layout so that it looks like a professional dashboard. Now what we will do is we have saved some room on the right side of the canvas. uh, what we will do is in the fields pane we have the different fields. So I will uh, select different fields together. What I'll do is I will select the gross sales. I will also select product, and I will also select the segment. So you see, as I select these fields, automatically a bar chart is created, which is a clustered column chart, and it updates automatically. I don't have to manually do this. Automatically Power BI understands and updates it in the particular fields. Now let's just expand this chart a little bit so that it's wide enough to fill the space. Uh, and you see that we have all of these different segments and products, so that we can understand that sum of the gross sales is this. So now, it looks like that the company should continue to invest in the passive product and target the small businesses, and because small businesses have very low profit, so they should target the small businesses and also the government segments. So this is what you can figure out from this chart that is just created. What I'll also do is add slicers. Now, what are slicers? Slicers are a valuable tool for filtering the visuals on a report page to a specific selection. So we can create, multiple slicers. In this section, we create two different slicers to narrow in on performance for each month and year. So we'll create these two slicers. We'll use the date fields in the original table, and we'll also use the date field in the new table, the data table you have created using DAX. So what we will do is, from the financial tables, we will pick up the date field and drag it to any of the blank area on the canvas. Now, right now, automatically Power BI would consider it as a chart. So we have to change it to slicer. We can do this by choosing this button of slicer in the visualization section and click on this. So automatically creates a numeric range slicer, right? Power BI automatically converts it to slicer and makes it a numeric range slicer. So let me show you how it works. So you see that this is the slider, and if you currently by default it has all the data range. If you choose to drag the slider and change the date range, you will see that your visuals gets updated. So currently you are looking from September to only February 2014, and if you look at this line chart, you will see that yes, your charts are updated. Your map chart is updated, your bar chart is updated, all the charts in the page will be updated. So you can drag it to any date and you can then set it. Also, if you want to set it to a particular date, you can use the calendar icon over here and maybe choose, let's say you want to keep it only till 1st of August, and then your data will change accordingly. So this is by default slider that helps you choose date between. What you can also do is you might want to have a slicer in which you can have a drop down, or you can have something like a list. So how do I do that? So to do this, you select the slicer, you go to the format your visual pane, you go to the slicer settings, and then these are the options. So by default, we have the between option, but you might want to change it to a vertical list. So this way you can get this kind of vertical list. Do you want to have a drop down? Then you can have a drop down, and then you can choose from one of the existing months. If you want to have something like tile, this will as well be able to pick up the dates that you want, and then you can choose the particular months. You can choose multiple months by holding the control button, and this way as well it will work. Great, this was just one of the settings that I really wanted to show you, that how you can update the way the sliders behave. You might want to just reset it to by default, and expand it so that all the data is visible. And if you click outside, your slider is now ready. What I'll do is I will now move this slider a bit over here and resize it. I will also move my chart to the bottom and keep the slicer on the top. That's generally a good practice. Keep all the slicers on the top. Let me now make some room over here and expand this a bit. I will now create another slicer. So what I'll do is I'll move this slicer a bit over here. Sorry. We will now have a date slicer that we created from the date field in the tax table. So click outside and okay, maybe I have clicked something unnecessary. So I will pick up the calendar table and I will pick up the date field, excuse me, and I will drag it to my canvas. Again, this will create a chart, but we will change it to slicer by clicking in the slicer button. So now we have the slicer ready. Let's now look at the options that we see over here. So you see right now, let me first expand it. So you see that these are the 2 years available, and if you expand it, you have the quarter, and further if you expand it, you have the month, and then further you have the date. So you have all of these drill downs available. Let's say you do not want to give users that much drill down, you only want to give them the year and the month. So to do this, you can go to the field section over here and remove the quarter and the day fields from here. And now if you expand this, you see that you only have the option to drill down to month and not to quarter or at the date level. So you can expand this. You can actually keep this expanded, so that all months are visible and user can probably choose anything that they want, probably, keep multiple selections. And then also, if you want to clear all the selections and go back to the original data, you as well have the option to clear selections from here. So if your manager now asks to see only 2013 data, here you can select everything in 2013 and there you go. You can use either slicer, or specific months to choose, any year. In any year, if you want to choose any specific month, you can do that. And now you see these two are linked. So this will also behave in this fashion. Great, I will just deselect everything and clear all my selections. So you see that we have created some charts, a line chart, a map chart, a bar chart. We have created slicers, we have created a text box. Uh, in the next lecture, we will format our report and make it look a bit more beautiful, and see what else we can do in this particular exercise. Thank you, and I will see you in the next one. Now that our report is ready, it's always good to do some light formatting on the report to add more polish. So there are some easy steps that we can do this, and trust me, formatting is something that you can keep on evolving and doing and take feedback and then refine it further. It's a never-ending process, and every report is beautiful. And trust me, every report that you think is beautiful can be made more beautiful by adding some extra bit of formatting to it. Obviously, keep in mind a lot of formatting and colors do not go very well in professional reports. So keep it very minimalistic, but also make sure that you are highlighting it and not keeping it very plain and boring. So to begin with, if you are in the report view, you can go to view and choose one of the themes from here. So these are the multiple themes and every theme has a different name. So this theme is a bloom, this is default, classroom, executive. So let's give it an executive theme. Now we have changed the theme of the report. Also, once none of the visuals are selected, you will see that over here you have an option to format your report page. Here you can change a lot of settings on your report page. For example, the page information. Currently it is named as page 1. I might want to show it as a summary. So once you enter the text, it updates automatically over here. There are a lot of other options like canvas settings, background, wallpaper, etc. that you might want to explore and spruce up your look and feel of your report. Let's also have a look at settings of an individual chart. So example, you click on this particular chart. Currently it is titled as sum of profit by date. You might want to change it to a much better name. So all you have to do is go to this format your visual, and there is an option general. You go to the properties, and if you, oh, we have an option of title over here where you can change to profit by month and year. Great. You can also change the font size if you want, and also you might want to change the effects where we have the shadow and keep the shadow as on. So you see it gives a much better effect of a particular chart. So you can do this to every slicer, every chart that you add in your report. You can do a lot of things. For example, you can go to your map chart. In the style section, we have a lot of other settings. You can probably go to general, change the size of the map. You can change all of these settings, etc. There's a background, header, tooltips, etc. Under visual, we have a lot of good map settings. You can change the style from road to particular, probably grayscale. That will give a more better look. If you want to change it to an aerial view as well, you can do that. So all of this is possible. The by default setting is a road setting, but you can change it to any of the setting that you want. You can add a lot of shapes. You can go to insert and add some shapes and add it to background of your tiles of your slicers and charts. You can add some custom colors to that, and then you can probably send it back so that it highlights any specific scorecard or any particular chart that you want to stand out in your report. You can do all of that, and you can polish your report amazingly. You can add a lot of exciting stuff. We are only scratching the basics right now, but there is a lot that you can do, and a lot of it we will cover in the upcoming lectures. Thank you. We will just take one more lecture and then we will end up this session. We will talk about how to share your report and what are the insights that we are getting from here. Thank you, and let's meet you in the next one. Welcome back. We have successfully created a beautiful looking Power BI report right from scratch. To summarize the steps, we first imported an Excel spreadsheet into Power BI. We then transformed the data to make it suitable for reporting. We then created a DAX expression in that particular table, and we also created a new table by writing a DAX expression. We then joined these two tables and created a relationship between them. Then we moved on to our report canvas. We created some beautiful looking charts. We created a line chart, a map chart, and a clustered column chart. We also created some slicers and changed the setting of these slicers to have the look and feel that we want. We have created this report, and this report will answer your manager's top questions. That if he asks which month and year had the most profit, well, then it's over here right after November 14 we have the December 14 that had the highest profit. Which country or region is the company seeing the most success in? So you can say that, hey, it's in Europe, especially towards France and Germany, we are seeing the most success. Which product and segment should the company continue to invest in? Well, the company should continue to invest in the product Paseo and, of course, target the small businesses and the government segments. Great. So you have answers to all your questions. You have found out some really good insights by creating this report. What we will do now is the first thing is saving your report. You can use the save icon over here, or you can even choose the save option in the file menu and then choose a place to save your report. Let's say I save it as a sales summary and then click on save. So you have the title of the report as sales summary and it is saved in your local machine. Now, to share the report with your manager and colleagues, you have to publish it to the Power BI service. When you share with colleagues that have a Power BI account, they can interact with your report, but they cannot save changes. So in the Power BI desktop, on the home ribbon, we have the publish button. So you can click on publish and it asks, do you want to save changes? Just click on save. All right. It then asks for a destination. So you have certain workspaces in Power BI. I will create a different lecture around workspaces and how to create and manage workspaces. It's very important. I have created certain workspaces already. So you can choose. So right now I'll choose my workspace and then I will click on select. So this will publish my sales summary report to Power BI. So once this publishes, you will see that it gives you an option to open your file name in Power BI. And once you click it, this will open up your report in the browser of your choice in Power BI app.powerbi.com. And here you go. I mean, simply just click on it and it will take you to the Power BI report. Awesome. As easy as that, you have successfully published a report in Power BI desktop. Congratulations. This is just a very basic and easy report that we have created, and I'm sure it gives you a good understanding of the different components of creating a Power BI report. We will explore more advanced features and complicated reports in the coming lectures. Until then, thank you, and I will see you in the next lecture.